moderators, the mighty Buck Bewley and the amazing Black Mamba. Give it up for them in the chat. Those are my chat moderators, man, and I love them and I appreciate their efforts to keep us from killing each other in the comments. You know, not a lot of casualties in the comments, man. Just bodies strewn about, no regard for human life, personal feelings, just egos stomped into a fine powder. Yeah, man, I go some channels, man, I don't even want to look at their comment section. Like, oh my God, you said that about his mother? Damn, I sound like Felicia on The Wire. What the hell he do to you? What he do to you? Remember that scene after Chris stomped out Bugs, what is it? Was it Bugs? No, that wasn't Bugs. Stomped out dude's father, his stepdad, whoever he was. Woo! Felicia just looked at Chris like, damn, what'd he do to you? Yo, hooty hoo, man. Who's in the house, man? Give it up for my people, where my Gen X at? You know, I gotta start talking to my Gen X's up in here. Hooty hoo. Aquamedia, baby. I can just kill a man. There's some things you don't understand that I can just kill a man. There's some things you don't understand. Shout out to Gen X, man. The best X there is, man. Ain't no X like a Gen X party. Ain't no party like a Gen X party because the Gen X party don't stop. I want to say what's up to everybody who's tuning in tonight, man. We got some amazing folks that come through. They represent the Tim Black Wolfpack. Thank you for doing that, man. Tim Black Wolfpack. Join Tim Black's Wolfpack to become a member of the show. $5 a month. You are VIP. If somebody messages you, call me. Call me. Just make sure you come back. That's right, you got to come back. So yeah, man, go to jointimblack.com to become a member. Of course, the show brought to you by the Tim Black mug. You see it. I know you see it. Yeah, you see it. Right here. Tim Black mug right to your door, $20. Dishwasher safe, microwave safe, hater safe. Politics for the people, y'all. It's the Tim Black Show Legacy Mug. While supplies last. I got a shipment going out probably tomorrow, man. Probably tomorrow. The latest will be Wednesday because we do 2 shipments a week. So I got a couple orders and ship those out either tomorrow or the day after. Just trying to limit the number of runs to the post office to 2 a week. So. What else, Johnson? What else we got going on, man? Oh, man, the news is crazy. Oh, man, look. You know, I try to look. I'm looking. I'm like, okay, what are my people, what are they interested in? I say, well, if I'm interested in it, they'll probably be interested in it, right? See, that's one of the hard things when I'm doing stuff online. If we was all under one roof, literally in each other's presence, if I was doing a story and I could tell you wasn't interested, I could keep it moving. But virtually, I really have no way of knowing when I should stay, keep going, and when I should stop. Or, it's. I got to go by what I think. So that's why I say when I tell people, yo, I'm much better in person. Would I stay on the story for 5 minutes if I knew people was like this? See, if he don't stop, Lord, he just. Nah, when I did live shows. I never had that problem. I could tell when it was time to move on. When the laugh stopped, when people stopped talking back saying, yeah, that's right. When they stop doing that, well, it's about time. When it gets real quiet. So there's a lot of benefits to doing live stuff that nobody tells you. When you virtual, you got to guess all this stuff. And if you don't guess right, people get mad. They think you're supposed to think like they think. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Yeah, man. Before we get too far on the show, we're about to start the show, but I gotta kick it off, man, with a condolence, man. sister of the show, Sharon Brown, hit me up and she said, I want you to know, I saw this on my timeline. The first Black Republican woman congressperson died. I think it was just yesterday. Her name was Mia Love. She was only 49 years old. And when Sharon Brown told me about this, I said, you know, I gotta talk about this. Because I know that most corporate media won't talk about it because she was a Republican. She was a Republican and she was a Black woman. And because she don't have the politics that they say is the only politics Black people can have, Democrat, most even independent media won't even talk about it. Because, well, if you're not a Democrat and you Black, if you're not a Democrat, you don't count. Or if you do count, it's negative. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give a shout out to Mia Love and her family. And she had an illness, a form of cancer, and she'd fought it for 3 years. And she went on and took it home. Went on home. So once again, my condolences to her and her family, her loved ones, and all those that care about her and loved her. And I saw some of her final posts, and they were very thought-provoking and touching. And they were not about herself, but about people and about opportunity and what she hoped this country could become one day. All right, guys, give it up for that. You know, it's bad enough when you're in a country where you've had all the turmoil that we've had in this country, man, when we be so divided by politics that we don't even care. It's like, you got the wrong letter by your name. Got the wrong letter by your name, so you're not even a Black woman no more. And she was a Black woman, you know. Maybe her cousin was Filipino and, you know, maybe, once upon a time her mom said hello to an African walking somewhere, a white mom. No, she was. I'm gonna keep going, man. It just bothers me, man. See what I'm saying? It gets me upset. And my doctor said, calm down, Tim. What you doing? You ain't saving the world by yourself, Tim. I gotta try to do something. I gotta do something. I gotta say something about the reality of what's going on around here. Folks, tonight's show is Van Jones, no tears. Jasmine Crockett continues. Trump gets a win and a loss. I just didn't put that up there, but it's DL and Don Lemon, Gaslight. There's actually a little bit more, a little bit more to it, but that's all they can fit on the title line. Y'all ready for the content? Y'all ready to get going, man? What's up to my comment sections? If you're on X or if you're on Facebook, the goal tonight is 400 likes. 400 likes. I think we can do it. In fact, I know we can do it. Yeah. Yo, Michael Johnson, Chicago in the house. What's up, fam? How you doing? Yeah, I know we can do it, Cat Negrita. Tobias Grove. Kind of scrolling here, man. I see Jessica Price. Yo, what's up, Jessica Price? What's happening? El Negro Hotel. What's cracking? How y'all doing? Rude Boy MC is in the house. Topher's back. What's up, Trish? What's up, Trish? How you doing? All right. Cat Negrita, I got her. And scrolling. Tomcat. Jessica Price. I got you, Tim. You just got it. Spice Radio in the 504. Bertha White and Rose. Thank you. Ebony. Sister B. Darley. St. Louis, V1, stand up. Ryan Prentice, what's up, Ryan? Good to see you, fam. Artivist. Artist M. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Could be artiste. M Sparks is in the building. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Good to see my people come through, man. Thank you for representing J. Yeah, Pro Skull. Pro Skull. Get Pro Skull up on the board, man. Pro Skull. Where you at? Here we go. He's saying hello, giving love to people in the chat, man. That's community building right there, man. I appreciate that, man. Help build the community, man. Shout people out if you know them. Speak. You know, you walk into a room, it's impolite not to say hello. And it's also polite to recognize the new people that come into the room. Like DeAndre in the building. Crom came back. What's up, Crom? Good to have you back, fam. Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you, honey. I'm coming to join you, honey. And I got the Democratic Party corporate sellouts up my ass. But I'm coming to join you, honey. One, I got 5 reasons why you need to go independent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, give it up for the late, great Red Fox. That brother, man, that brother. Brother was friends with Malcolm X. I saw a picture of him after they killed Malcolm X. It was a picture of Red Fox. Someone else was very notable. I forget who it was. It was a black female actress or singer, entertainer. And the tears that were streaming down Red Fox's face. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. Because he knew Malcolm Little when Malcolm Little was Chicago Red, right? Right? You know how it goes? Hope I don't get any of those names wrong, but yeah, man. Okay, guys. What is going on out here? Do we have to destroy all of the misinformation that's on the internet? I think we must. Last time we had a long show, but it was a good show. I thought it was mad productive. You feel me? A couple people came through, they saw the show, somebody said Tim Black, oh, I'm only 15 minutes and I know it's gonna be a banger. Well, tonight's gonna be a banger. The intention of this show, folks, I must be very honest with you. I'm what they call a Democratic hater. Yeah. Yep. Gotta admit it, I'm a Democratic Party hater. I do not support the Democratic Party. I have in the past supported people that ran Democrat because I thought, they were good people and I want to support those people because they were much better or far superior to who they were running against. But those are individuals. When I say Democratic Party hater, I don't mean every single Democratic member because that's crazy. It's big. A lot of people are, sign up with teams. Doesn't mean everybody's horrible, but I gotta say, for the party, not into it. Not into the Democratic Party. So here, my mission is to help Black America get out of the burning house, which is better known as the Democratic Party. Now, I didn't invent this burning house thing, even though when MLK used it, he used it to represent America itself. So, but still, it was the inspiration behind my articulation. We're about to have a good time, though, guys. We're about to tell a lot of truth tonight, man. We're about to hurt some feelings. And that's a good thing because people need to be slapped up, They got to be slapped up and wake up. I want to jump out the building on my first story, a little bit different than what I usually do. Let's jump out the building and go right to this. It's Theo Hughley and Don Lemon having a conversation. Well, I would just call it gas lightification. Here's a bunch of gaslighting going on. I mean, them people in that show, Extraction, is stuck out in the woods. They ain't have no fire. Some of them couldn't make fire for days. All they needed was Don Lemon and D.L. Hughley to come sit by him, start talking politics. Whole woods would have lit up. These guys are something else. Too bad that something isn't a positive. Let's see if we can get to this.
And how many guns you can have. That's it. They don't want to expand any other kind of freedom. And I think the idea of a nation is better served when it expands instead of detracts.
Instead of contracts.
Contracts, yeah.
Do you?
Hey man, don't correct me. You knew what I meant. Damn it! You come on now.
You saw I did it, and I moved on.
I didn't you didn't get my New York Times bestseller. You messed up on that, but now you correct words. I see how this is going. You've been so different ever since you've been off mainstream media. I'm just telling you.
Well, let's talk about it, because what do you think of the progressive leaders of the party?
I don't know who they are.
Like you mean like AOC and Jazz? I don't know if Jazz.
But I love Jasmine. I love Eric Swalwell. I love AOC. But I think
listen to this. This is Bill Maher and I talking about the leaders of the party, and I'm not saying it should be the people who are necessarily back there making policy, but putting the people out front that the people want. The kids love the young people, and that's where they're going to gain more people, because I think they already have the older people. So this is us talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and other leaders in the party. Watch this.
I think that this is the era of whether, and I didn't like her policies at first, and I'm not necessarily in love with her policies, but people love AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. And I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
No, they don't at all.
Most people don't.
But
she's very far left.
Go ahead. DL.
It's very I guess it's true. You are like watching Bill now. He sounds like every other white guy that I hear everywhere else. I don't know who people like or not.
Yo, check this out, man. Bill's right. Yeah, Bill's right. Let's see if we can get this a little bit. See if that's better there. Yeah, Bill's right. A lot of people don't like AOC. Yeah, a lot of people are very much uninterested in AOC. I don't know why DL can't get that in his vacuous, like the empty cell, which is known as his head. Like, why is that a hard thing to understand? A lot of people don't rock with you, DL. They think your politics sucks. The people that like you, DL, are the people that kissed Obama's ass. And that group that liked Obama has been shrinking and contracting ever since people started waking up to what he really is. So, yeah, a lot of people don't rock with AOC. Her popularity has been sinking over the last couple of years. A lot of her ardent supporters peeped her game long ago. DL doesn't pay attention to anything really. Like he told Kamala Harris, I put out all the information, misinformation. I put the misinformation. I put it out because I didn't look up nothing. I didn't read. You still don't read. You still don't look up anything. You just found, D.L. Hughley just found a direct line to getting more access and more opportunities via kissing somebody's ass, better known as Kamala Harris, and it's being further in the can for the Democratic Party. And then wrapping it in blackness to pretend whatever's good for the Democrats is good for black people, even if it's not. Most people don't even know who the hell Eric Swalwell is. So anytime someone, just to me, the fact that D.L. Hughley throws out Eric Swalwell means he ain't rocking with regular people, because most people don't know who the hell that guy is. Jasmine Crockett, there was just a poll done. Now remember, guys, the poll that was done, the poll I'm referencing in this was a poll that was done with Democrats only, not the rest of the country. This is her base. This is who she gets votes from, if she gets votes. And it was a list of 20, the list had 20 different Democrats that they thought should run in 2028. At the top of the list was Kamala Harris. Then it was Pete Buttigieg and AOC. Jasmine Crockett was not on the list. Amy Klobuchar was. Cory Booker was. Gretchen Whitmer was. No Jasmine Crockett. So Dio just says things. He doesn't know things. And I don't think he cares to know. Why should he have to know anything? As long as what he's saying is what he needs to say to keep the buttermilk biscuits running past him. Them biscuits smell good. Woo! Them biscuits smell good. And Don sitting over there. It's sugary too. They got syrup. We got syrup for them, right? Because I like syrup on my biscuits. Dio's like, well, I'm a jelly guy. I like jam and jelly on mine. So that's what's really going on with those guys.
I don't. I'm not. I don't. That's the one thing. That's not my purview. I don't know who like people like or not. But ultimately, they're gonna have to find a leader that can galvanize enough people to win in these states where they didn't this time. So I don't know what that'll look like. But I know this: if you want to get to the moon, you got to go where it's going. You can't shoot at where it is. You got to.
Look, man, this is the dumb stuff. This is dumb, and this is why these people that I don't know why they consider like political consultants or thought leaders. Or, I don't know what people consider D.L. Hughley. Or Don Lemon for that matter. D.L. Hughley thinks it's about personality. I don't know what people like. I don't know what the people like. Who like the what they like. I don't know what no. It's for a party. It should be the policy. See, it's the policy that matters. Democratic Party been running off of trying to browbeat you into saying, if you don't rock with us, you're not a good American. You're not a good person. You're not a good human being unless you vote Democrat. You don't care about people. If you don't vote for the Democrats, you are either racist or sexist or homophobic or transphobic. Something wrong with you. They have never I'll say in the last 10 years that I've been covering Democrats, they have never ran on policies. That was Bernie that was running on policies. Bernie, I was interested in Bernie because of policy. I wasn't interested in voting for a 78-year-old white guy. I didn't even know who he was. I didn't care. We had nothing in common other than policy. And look how far that took him. See, listen to what I'm saying, y'all. Democrats, by and large, these celebrities, they don't give a shit about policy. They care about being in the right place with the right people to be able to network and keep their money coming. That may be good enough for Hollywood. That is not good enough to win elections. Trump has policy that people like. That's why they voted for him. And they also like his personality. Some people voted for him in spite of his personality, believe it or not. Some people say very plainly, I wish he'd tone it down. I wish he wouldn't talk that way. But damn it, I need somebody to close that border, get rid of this fentanyl, and stop this war that we funded in Ukraine. Can you say the same things about the Democratic Party? That's what was missing. I just solved all the Democrats' problems. Send money. They not only won't send money, they won't take the advice because they don't want to adopt policy. Do you think I'm Einstein? I'm not. My mama said I could smart enough to be president. She believed in me, though. Bless her heart. But the reality is what I'm saying is not rocket science, nor am I a genius. You don't think the Democrats have thought, maybe we should give them policies that they really want. Of course they thought that. But their donors psych, what policies? Well, they want health care. Oh, don't give them that. Can't give them that. Well, they want to end the war. So, oh, you can't do that. What are we going to do? I need to buy my boat. I need a bigger yacht. What you going to do? End the war for? All this payola I got going on? Hey, you go talk about ending some damn war. I end you. How about that? End you right now. You start ending wars, I end your career. What else they want? They were like $15. Shut! $15 a minimum wage. Are you crazy? You know what? They should be glad they got a job. Because if not, I'll bring in some more, open the border again, and bring in some Venezuelans who work for $2.50 an hour. Hell, I'll bring in some people from China who've been in them sweatshops They'll work for $350 and they'll work till they fall out. Don't test me. Folks, one of the biggest misconceptions is that people believe that Democrats get it wrong because they got it wrong. No, they are doing what they want to do. I told you last show, to lose an election requires effort, whether you lose or win. Understand what I'm saying? You have to try, you have to intentionally do the wrong things that resulted in the zero. When you take a bad shot, you shot the shot. You was working. You got the ball and you shot. That's effort. When you cough up the punt, when you run a bad play, these are decisions that required efforts. This is not lightning striking the Democrats. It's not a hex. You know, Mr. McConnell didn't come over with some witch's brew and throw it on the Democrats. Drive by the DNC office and throw a bucket of, devil's pee on them or something. I don't know. They didn't get a bunch of people with, bones and chicken bones and, I don't know, a shark's tail and put it in a pot and say weird words and say, read from an old scroll, an antique scroll. No, that's not what happened. This is from people, the Democratic Party is in a position they're in due to actions that they've taken that were unpopular. Actions that were taken on purpose, not on accident. It's not because Kamala was a woman. Man, if a woman's going to make your life better, who wouldn't vote for her? I mean, I'm tired of the BS. Let's cut the cap, Johnson. If a woman came in and said, I'm going to make your life better. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and these are things I'm going to do, and this is what I'm running on. That woman, though there may be misogyny, though there may be people that are on the fence, all this stuff, at the end of the day, I truly believe if that woman had real policies, only then can you say sexism. You can't say it if you show up with Beyonce thinking that gets you a W. You can't say it hiding behind the horrible policies of Joe Biden and then call people sexist if they don't want you. When people say, when your friend, Sonny Hostin, sits across from you on a friendly show with your girl who's been kissing your ass for 2 years and says, what would you change that Biden's done? And when you'll come back to the whole world on the most viewed talk show, possibly in the history other than Oprah's, at least currently running, you say, nothing comes to mind. I can't think of a thing. When his popularity is at like low 30s. What's there to be said? Until you run somebody who runs on policies that people find popular, not you think are popular, but the people think are popular, that they want from you. You can't say it was race. You can't say it was gender. You can't say any of that because you didn't run on anything. What you're saying, what they're admitting, folks, and I think I'm gonna leave DL and them alone for now. But they are admitting what the problem is here is that they're not really running on anything. They think they can win elections just by being black or just by being a woman or just by being a white guy. And it takes more than that. Because whoever's across the ball from you, you're running against someone. And if they're offering more than you are, and all you're offering is identity politics, well, that's really no competition. Problem is they flip it and make it seem like, oh, this is bias. Nah, it's bias because it seems bias only to a person who doesn't actually look at what you're running on. Don Lemon's been in the business for 30 years. D.L. Hughley's been around politics. He thinks he knows politics. CNN has given him a show, not once, not twice, I think 3 times. He's had very iterations of political shows that all flopped. Unlike MSNBC, who will keep Al Sharpton around stinking up the place with horrible numbers for a damn near decade, they'll get rid of you at CNN. They're like, look, we can't carry dead weight. We get rid of dead weight around here. Hell, they'll get rid of Joy Reid even if her numbers are better than Al Sharpton just because she's a liability. at the end of the day, D.L. Hughley and Don Lemon are who they are, but they're also a symptom of what's wrong with the Democratic Party. And if they don't fix it, they don't fix it. I'm not here to cry about them not fixing it. My job, I got one job. That job is to get us up out of the Democratic Party to become independent, and then decide, like going to a restaurant, look at the menu and say, how do you prepare the steak? I like steak, but I like it medium well. No, medium. Make it medium. Here you go. I got to stop doing medium well. Let's go medium. Let me get a side salad. Like, you're going to order from the menu, and your wife will look at you and say, I would like the salmon, please. Hey, baby, we can make salmon at home. Yeah, but I don't feel like making it. It's usually me making it. Can I get some salmon, please? Thank you. And get a little wine. I think a little white wine would go well with it. You know, we should be able to look at the menu of politics like everybody else does. Everybody else, Black America, looks at the menu of politics. And they choose based on what's there. Or they get this all you got? Peanut butter sandwiches. And they get up and leave. Not us. You better sit down. You better eat this peanut butter and be happy. But it's a hair in mine. You ate hair before. Stop acting like you never ate hair. Like he never had a piece of hair in his sandwich before. Somebody got a thumbprint in my peanut butter. All other groups, they choose. And I'm going to tell something to my white viewers, Latino viewers, and Asian viewers, and Native American viewers. Listen, you may hear me talk like this and you get upset, you get turned off, but I'm going to tell you something. It's important that I succeed at what I'm doing. You know why? Because the Democrats should not be able to sail by with a captive audience that is restrained and almost psychologically tormented to vote for them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that party should have died long ago. It's only alive because these people are forced to keep it alive. We got to let these people go. And if that party dies or gets better, if it gets better, that's good for the whole country. But if it dies, sometimes dead is better. So if you respect what I'm doing, you understand what I'm doing, then a store that should be out of business can stay open if it's got people that feel like they can't shop nowhere else. And maybe it's got bad products. Yeah, maybe that store needs to be out of circulation. So I'm doing the Lord's work. Black folks, I ain't telling you nothing wrong. Being independent doesn't mean you can never vote Democrat. What it means is they will never know if you will or not. So they got to up their game. And then you got to make some decisions. And hopefully we can get together and we can decide what our goals are, what our priorities are. What I'm saying, I think it sounds, I know when it comes out of my mouth, when I hear myself say it, I feel like what I'm saying, I feel like it makes sense. I feel like it's reasonable. I feel like it's just logic. And then I wonder, why doesn't it get more legs? Why aren't all the independent media people around me, why aren't they, like, amplifying what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure that part out because I think what I'm saying is just good for Black America. And I wonder, why aren't they saying it? Why is independent media not telling Black people to be independent? It's the biggest voting bloc there is in the country, independence. Well, you know what? I can't waste my time worrying about why I'm doing what I'm doing and everybody else doing what they're doing. But I know what I'm doing is right. D.L. Hughley and Don Lemon, they said the quiet part out loud. To them, it's not about policy. It's about popularity. It's about personality. As much as they dump on Trump for having a personality, they didn't have any policies that people wanted to hear shit about. All right, guys, give me a like if you like this content, if you like this segment. I thought it was pretty good. I think it definitely has a point of view that you don't hear much in corporate news. So give it up for that. Hit the like button, guys. Our goal is 400 likes tonight. That's not for bragging rights. There's nothing to brag about until we win. It's just to help the algorithm introduce us to more people. Because I think, frankly, we should have a bigger audience when we got such a big message. Next story.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
We need to understand the real reason why USAID is in Africa. And not just USAID, but other NGOs. You look at DFID, which is the British equivalent, and many other smaller ones. Their sole purpose was to act as if they're coming to rescue Africa. They're coming to fill in the gaps in government services, gaps in education, gaps in healthcare, gaps in humanitarian services. They're coming in the guise of addressing issues to do with human rights, issues to do with environmental protection and social justice. They are coming in claiming that they are introducing grassroots initiatives that are going to help the people. And so they use that as a way to go into the most remote parts of Africa. They're talking about government advocacy. When you look at it on paper, it all looks really good. But they're actually wolf in sheep's clothing. They are using that open access sounding humanitarian to constantly destabilize governments. I can tell you right now, the majority of African leaders, and not just African leaders, but leaders in the developing world, are celebrating the exit of USAID. I was listening to a program, I believe it was CNN, and I was jumping up and down. It was a government official from Hungary. He was echoing the same sentiments. He said they are happy USAID is leaving Hungary because they are always supporting opposition. Their form of government advocacy is supporting whoever can keep the government in a turmoil.
Yeah, man, we get fed such misinformation. We don't know what's going on. We get fed so many lies on our corporate media. We don't know what's going on. We got people trying to say that Fox News is state-run media. Nah, state-run media. That's people that think that Trump owns the media. He doesn't. I keep telling people Trump is not the elitist. He's not the elite. The elite is the Democratic Party. That's the apparatus. Why do you think Trump got somebody who was working French fries now in his cabinet, Goofy? Because you can't trust anybody who's a part of the elite circles. You can't trust the Washington people. This woman here speaking, this is on Al Jazeera. I hope I'm okay to play this clip. I've never played an Al Jazeera clip, but I ran across this yesterday and someone mentioned something similar to this yesterday's show, and I said today I was going to bring it and I was going to play it for the people. The USAID agency, it purports that it does all this humanitarian effort work, and there are some people that sometimes probably do. There's probably some work that is done that is of humanitarian nature. But as this woman is pointing out, there's a lot of other work that's doing that's not so humanitarian. Now I'm taking some liberty by giving them that they do good work as well. What she is saying is they do the good work they do is just the rules so they can do the real thing that they're there to do, which is to destroy. She said to overturn governments, to cause chaos, to destabilize. And anybody who's unfamiliar with the history of the United States, and I don't mean distant history, I just mean what we do. This is not new. Look it up, Google it, AI it. Go to your large language model and look it up for yourself. All the countries that America's had a hand in destabilizing those countries, overturning their leaders, installing leaders.
Ambassador, let me just jump in here for you. This is a message that I don't think many Americans hear. I think many Americans believe, not all of them, but many of them believe that AID was essentially set up for philanthropic reasons, for dealing with the HIV/AIDS crisis, dealing with the various instabilities in the region, dealing with infrastructure deficits. But you're saying that there was something else as part of that package, meddling.
A major meddling agenda. Major meddling agenda. The majority of some of the workers, now the average USAID worker may not realize it, but quite a few of them are also operatives who are underground, and their major agenda is to destabilize governments, destabilize countries. If you think about it, their sole purpose, for example, filling in the gaps in healthcare and education, where is the change? Show me one country that USAID was in and education improved. Show me what country where USAID was in and healthcare improved. The social service.
Look how basic that is. See how basic that is? That's the same type of logic we try to use on this show. If you've been doing this humanitarian work for the last 20 years in the country, where are the gains in that area? No gains? Folks, I'm gonna tell you, if you do some push-ups, you'll get some muscles. Not in Democratic Party world, not in US government controlled world, agency, handout, corrupt Ponzi schemes, payola world. Anything else, if you do the work, you get a return. But you're not seeing that in these countries. But they still need to keep sending the money. And that's because the money's not going where you think it's going, Johnson. The bulk of that money is not going where you think it's going. Which brings us up a good point here. And it's something I want to stress. And I try to remind myself, and I want to remind you of this. A lot of times, Americans think they're doing the right things. They just don't know any better. They just have no idea. They think this is the right way to go. Oh, they're thinking, oh, this agency's going to do all this great work. How would you stop taking care of people? Why would you stop aid that's doing health benefits and providing infrastructure and running water, clean water to these people? Why would you stop that? Trump is the devil. But they never hear the side. It's like, you know what? A lot of that money doesn't go to that. It goes to something else. Somebody got some money to not say nothing, that the bulk of the money, the major part of the money goes to this and it funds this other thing. There's a lot less humanitarian, if at all. I think much of what we hear from the United States as its citizens actually starts off in a good place. And that's where the propaganda gets very dangerous, because it'll tell you, oh no, America's doing all these righteous things. And it means well, because we have a long history of propaganda in this country. It's called Hollywood. Hollywood will tell you, oh man, you got to do this and do that and do the other thing. Americans done this and fights for this and fights for that and sacrifice this and build this and do that. And you have no idea what's going on. And it's not just international. It's not just. They think that about everything. The average American thinks, oh, well, all this investment that goes on to the neighborhoods and black communities, I mean, what else could be the problem? They invest so much money in these people, and they just get more investments after investments after investments. Look, they had affirmative action, then they got DEI. You know damn well most people still think that affirmative action and DEI primarily help black people. They believe that. We have debunked that so many times on this channel, it's ridiculous. But they believe it because that's what they're being told. It's not just a problem with international news. It's not just a problem with what's going on in our foreign diplomacy. It has to do also with what happens right here in America. This false bill of goods, Johnson. The false bill of goods, the lies that are told are dangerous because people believe on it and then they act and they treat others based on bad information. I started the show talking about the untimely death, well, the early death of the first Black woman congressperson for the Republican Party. And if someone hadn't sent it to me, I would have never known because she's never celebrated because she's a Black woman who's a Republican. Because of all the stigmatizing that's been done to Republicans, you don't think Democrats deserve the same stigmatization? Like they don't deserve that. They don't. But it's all propaganda. You know. So I appreciate this segment. I'm very glad I was able to find this clip. It wasn't just lying around on the MSNBC floor. It wasn't just, prominently displayed on ABC or CBS. This is Al Jazeera. And the clip that she's referencing, I like to hook it up and find it. Where Hungary was like, oh, you're shutting down this agency? Good, thank you. Good. Please go. Instead, they demonize shutting down this slush fund agency and then put some crippled children in front. And meanwhile, I got people that won't talk to me anymore because I said Republicans and Democrats should have clapped for the young Black boy with cancer. They say, no, Tim, Trump is just using that Black boy as a ploy. He's trying to get rid of cancer research. Oh, he is, huh? How was he going to do that? They can't answer because it's not even true. He's trying to cut the budget, which has been expanded to ridiculous numbers in his opinion, but that's not getting rid of cancer research. But even if you were right, let's say I give you that. You're right. Trump shouldn't do that. Ban Trump. What do you think the USAID agency is doing? What you talking about, Tim? Well, it looks to me like the USAID agency is using poor Africans, Latin Americans, Asians, anybody across the globe as a ploy to siphon money to militant groups and other shit and destabilize governments. Isn't that the same thing that you're talking about? But I'm talking about one Black kid who may not. I'm talking about one Black kid. Or you're talking about one Black kid. I'm talking about entire countries being hoodwinked or being used and our taxpayer money going to destabilize these countries around the world, which impacts millions of people. And your response is what? What's your response? Nothing, right? Nothing. It's a conspiracy theory, Tim. All right. It is what it is, man. You can't convince some people of some things because, once again, when you've been told a lie long enough, you believe the lie and you hate the person that's telling you different because, well, that would mean that you have been fooled. That's that cognitive dissonance that we talk about. Yeah, I picked up the phone today. I made a phone call to someone that I used to know, and I had to apologize to that person. I had to say, look, I was wrong in the past about some of the things I thought, and it just took me a lot longer than I had hoped to realize how really wrong I was. But I've known for quite some time. But this is me just apologizing for that. I don't want nothing from you. Don't need nothing, don't want nothing. But I got to clean my conscience. I should get phone calls like that sometimes. I often don't. I should get those types of phone calls and DMs from those very people that said I had no right to say that cancer patient who was given 5 months to live that extended it to 5 years. Get a boy clap. You're so wrapped up in Democrats and Republicans. But anyway, moving on, Johnson. I tell you, Johnson, it's the damn media, man. Because I'm pretty sure those people, if they knew, but they got to trust the source, and the only sources they trust our corporate media. Stop telling me you're not a Democrat if every time I tell you anything that's not being told to you by Democrats, you go, I don't know. I'd be like, yo, it's you might need a jacket on. You know, they call it for rain. I didn't hear Joy Reid didn't tell me that. I can't trust you then. I was just out there. It's raining out there. Yeah, but I mean, so you could have just took the garden hose and sprayed yourself just to fool me to have me go out there with a jacket on. I'm not falling for that. Until Don Lemon tells me, I'm not listening. That's how some of y'all sound, man, for real talk. Go right out there and catch the moya. Just as with your happy ass, your happy Democratic Party ass. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. All right, let's see. I think we're done. I don't want to press my luck too much with this riveting conversation. It's from Al Jazeera. This woman is a former ambassador. So, yeah.
Of dollars that are being given to USAID, a fraction is making it to the people.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Hold up, I'm sorry, man. She ended so
where
strong.
USAID was in, that USAID was in, and education improved. Show me what country where USAID was in and healthcare improved. The social services they're bringing, it's peanuts. The American taxpayer needs to know the billions of dollars that are being given to USAID, a fraction is making it to the people.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
If progressives have a politics that says all white people are racist, all men are toxic, and all billionaires are evil, it's kind of hard to keep them on your side. And so we might want to think about, if you're chasing people out of the party, you can't be mad when they leave.
Let me get this right, Van Jones. If the Democratic Party is calling everyone racist, check. If they're, what else are they doing? You said the Democratic Party is calling everyone racist.
Says all white people are racist. All men are toxic.
All men are toxic. Does the Democratic consider all men toxic? No, only the straight ones. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard any criticism ever for an LGBTQ man. No matter who he is, no matter what he's done. I don't think I've ever heard that. I don't think anybody with alphabet letters has ever been accused of anything, except Kevin Spacey. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? Keep going, Van.
And all billionaires are evil.
All billionaires are evil. Well, yeah. I mean, you would have to be a little biased on that because a billionaire gave you $100 million. I mean, damn. I love billionaires too. $100 million. I mean, I'd be there at 5. Hell, who am I lying to? I'll be there for 500,000 for real. I need this basement finished. 250. 50,000 in a Tesla. No Tesla. That would make me have to hurt somebody. I come outside, somebody mess with my car, somebody getting hurt. Let me put a ring cam out that joint. Anyway, keep going, Van. I want to hear more of this.
It's kind of hard to keep them on your side. And so we might want to think about, if you're chasing people out of the party, you can't be mad when they leave.
Yeah, you throw people out. Yeah, I remember Martin. Remember Martin's show? He used to throw people out. Get the step in. Get the step in. Get the step in. Yeah, afterwards, he was ever like sitting there drinking a 40 alone. You know, sitting on the floor drinking some Cisco, depressed, going, why they leave me, man? Why everybody go? I don't have no friends. I lost the House and the Senate. Sucks to be me. These people are so ungrateful. Just because I told them to get out didn't mean I want them to go. Yeah, man, the Democratic Party is wild. It gives out these crazy signals. It got so bad they call black people racist now. That's Elon's thing. He called black people racist all on the platform. Black people racist. Look what they're doing to this handful of white people in South Africa. Oh, you mean the ones that own 99% of all the property and land in the country? Oh, those people. Colonized it and took. Oh, I see. But look, here's the deal, though. Here's the deal, Johnson. Here's the deal. Van Jones, when he's not crying, sometimes he makes good points, but it's just the fact that I know he's going to swing the pendulum back. Him and Stephen A. Jackson are the same person. Stephen A. Jackson, Charlamagne the God, and Van Jones are the same people. It's like pretty much the way the wind blows, they be like, they just kind of slide. They slide in the DMs of whatever party that's whatever, left-leaning or right-leaning, depending on where the wind's blowing. But right now, everybody's just jumping into the shit on the Democrats lane. It's getting crowded over here. I thought you guys were over there with the Democrats. Just like a month ago, 2 months ago, all the people that were saying, if you don't vote for Kamala, you're a sexist. Something's wrong with you. Trump is the Antichrist. All those people have moved over into my lane. Isn't that crazy, Johnson? Like 3 months ago, all of them were cheering for the Democrats because they thought they were going to win, right? All of them. None of them had any criticism for Democrats. Now that the Democrats have lost, now all of them are sitting over here. Get out of my lane. You and all the rest of you, go back over there with your losing team and take the L. That's what you do. Go over there and take the L. You're not independent. You didn't behave independent. Even in this, he's like, we need to get ourselves together. Because he's a Democrat. He's not wrong, though. Yeah, there are some people that are racist. And if you have evidence of such, use it. But it's pretty hard to run a political party which can be sustained with just one group of people. It's pretty hard to run a political party where that is sort of like the way you operate. Everyone's racist until proven otherwise. Everyone is sexist until proven otherwise. Really hard to build up a real base. And when you're not really offering anything except we the party of calling people racist and sexist. Yeah, that's kind of garbage. At least we the party of healthcare. At least we the party of no war. At least we the party of insert name of thing people want. But see, we're getting back to how I started off the show. Democrats are not interested in providing those types of services. They're not interested in actually championing for those things I just listed. All they got is, we love trans people. Come here, trans people. Give me a hug. Trans people like tax cuts too. Trans people also would like to see the country not spend a whole bunch of money in Ukraine. Because trans people are people too. Same thing goes for women. Yeah, who knew? There are women that want to see the wars come to an end. They like it. We want to protect women, unless if they're on the basketball court, or unless they're in a high school locker room. Yeah, that's how they hear it, dummy. Well, it only affects 1% of people. Yeah, it don't have to affect anybody. If I hear that you are flame, if someone showed me, and I find out that these people believe that something derogatory about black people, they said it, I wouldn't want anything to do with them. They could just say it, and you lose all respect for them. Like, oh, you're a bigot? You still believe dumb shit like that? You're like, do you have a tail, Tim? A tail? Yeah, I mean, I heard black people had tails. Could I see it? Could I touch your hair? I mean, if you had hair. That would be all I would need to hear to never vote for you or support you, right? Well, that's the way people hear. That's what people feel when they hear these unpopular policies that the Democrats choose to stand by. It just so happens every policy that makes you go, Damn, who came up with that shit? It's the Democratic Party policy. Hey, this is open the border, and anybody that wants to come over, while we figure out if they should come over, we just let them stay anyway. Just write your name and number down on a piece of paper and go ahead. Enjoy our country. There's some nice women over there that are probably happy to meet you. That's it. Like, no other country does it like that. Not like that, they don't. There are other countries that have lax. Well, yeah, there's other countries that shoot you, like Poland. My point is this, Johnson. James Jones is right. The Democratic Party has all types of wrong going on in it. And some of it may be accidental, but most of it is on purpose. These policies, this belief system, this acid-like vetting process, this outing people and canceling people, all that shit, that's like, look, anybody that's still on that, recognize, like, that is, you a relic at this point. You really are. I mean, not everybody can survive it. Jonathan Majors got lucky to survive being canceled from an ex-girlfriend that we saw that was pretty nutty. But luckily for him, he had the support system of a new woman, and he was able to bounce back. Now he's got his career back. But think of people that aren't Jonathan Majors, that had everything stripped from them, based on nada. Based on some bogus, like, accounts. And that's the Democratic Party. That has become their brand. That brand is toast.
If progressives have a politics that says all white people are racist, all men are toxic, and all billionaires are evil, it's kind of hard to keep them on your side. And so we might want to think about, if you're chasing people out of the party, you can't be mad when they leave. And maybe if we had a different politics, we actually said dignity for everybody, everybody's respected, and we need you, more people might stay.
Well, they're not staying, they're going, Van, and I'm sorry you have this problem. The only way to really solve it is to leave. But Van's not going to leave. Van said, hey, that's why I got the $100 million. Until you get $100 million, Tim Black, you shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, sir. I got to be like, okay, I respect it. There are people that sell out for a lot less than $100 million, Johnson. Let's keep going, Johnson. Can we get a like? Hit like if you're watching the show and enjoying it. Let the algorithm know that this is a good show to watch. Don't forget to go to Join Tim Black to become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Thank you all the people that have come so far and hit the like button. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Buck, and thank you, Black Mamba, for supporting this show and doing what you do.
Is doing such a fantastic job. I thought maybe you could say a few words.
Thank you, President. As far as we are hearing a lot about fraud, waste, and abuse, a lot of waste and abuse, but there is a tremendous amount of fraud. And Elon, thank you for your partnership. Thank you for your team. You have uncovered so much fraud in our government, and we will prosecute you. We have an internal task force now working with every agency sitting here at this table. And if you've committed fraud, we're coming after you. Thank you, Elon, for that. On the violent crime level, thanks to President Trump's directive, we are seeking the death penalty again. So all of these horrible, violent criminals that you're hearing about around the country, they will face the death penalty federally within our country. And the drug dealers need to get out of here because we are coming after you. We're going to have 94 great U.S. attorneys around this country, and everyone will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Thank you.
Thank you, President. It's at your directive.
Next on deck.
Yeah, when I hear this type of talk, I want to get rid of the fraudsters and the violent crime people. And, I do. I want to get rid of that. And drug dealers, too. I want to get rid of people that illegally, But I also wonder. I say, and it's not her job to do this, right? But I got to wonder. Where's the effort in creating systems that remedy some of this stuff? I just don't feel like there's any focus on that in the Trump campaign or in this administration. If there is, let me know what it is. It just seems like everything with Trump and his crew is go grab the hammer. Yeah, doesn't it seem that way? I mean, it just seems like it seems like the Trump administration, their whole job, their whole point of view is the only way that you fix things is if you continue to bash it upside the head. You know, it just appears that way. And I don't know if that's always the best way to go, but it seems like that's what they've done. And it's kind of like, it seems like that's what people want them to do, I guess. You know, I don't know. I don't know if that's as helpful as people think it is. You know? Yeah. Every problem does not require you to go grab a hammer. But I feel like that's what Pam Bondi's on. That's what Trump is on. And I'm just wondering, like, is that all we can do? Is that the level of genius or ideas that we have in our heads about how to fix things in America? I'm just saying. Be like, yo, man, my toilet won't stop running. It keeps running. I keep jiggling the handle. It keeps running. It keeps running. It's costing me, money every month because it's running on. And God just goes, well, pass me the hammer. And he goes and he just bangs on your toilet and it just makes it worse. Now your toilet is unusable. Like, well, now you just need a new toilet. You fix it? No, I didn't fix it. I broke it all the way. Now you need to put a new toilet in its place. Well, shit, I could have did that without you breaking up my old one. And now look at my floor, Johnson. But the Democrats and the Republicans are warring over what tactics. So it's like, with the Democrats, you got, hey, we need to do this to do that, and we need to love each other and all this other crap. And they never get down to, like, doing anything. They just talk like nice, they say nice things. But what about the doing part? Where's the results from all the positive thoughts or the positive ideas that you said, that you were going to implement? I'm not seeing the results. That's what we're looking for, the results. And on the Republican side, you got people that just go get a hammer to kill a housefly. And it's like, well, maybe that's not what's needed. Maybe we get some screens in the windows. Maybe we could do that first before we put holes in the wall trying to hit flies. So these are just things I think about, man. And I know it's hard. It's hard to keep two thoughts in your head at one time, but I'm saying, is it possible? Shit. Is it possible both parties suck, Johnson? I just had a thought. Oh, God. Maybe both parties are garbage. Oh, man. Now I remember. This is the thing I've been saying since 2017. Yeah, I got merch in my store that I was selling. I had a whole movement thing around it. Both parties suck, Johnson. Yeah. Turns out I was right, huh? Like both of these parties, their ideas are garbage to a certain degree. It's like we need reasonableness between the two of them. But, can we get that? I don't know. I don't think so. Doesn't seem like we are going to be able to get there. Not with these two groups. But if you're open-minded, maybe you consider that brothers got pretty good handle on what's going on, and that's one way to look at it. That's why I say being an independent is the only way to go, because you can see the holes in both logics. One does nothing and one does way too much of the wrong thing and causes activity, and therefore says, we won. The other group goes, we feel good, therefore we won. And that's not good either, because the goal is not to feel good, it's to fix the damn problem. And they're like, we won and we stayed in power, so we won. And it's like, no. And working class people, we got to wake up to this. We cannot be led like lambs to the slaughter, listening to these two parties and romanticizing what they're saying. We look at the outcomes, look at what you're looking at, and be honest about what the outcomes are. That's all. All right, let's keep going, Johnson. I want to talk your head off, but
with Tim Black.
I mean, I have rarely ever seen any change of perception as dramatic as this one. I mean, Elon Musk net favorable.
Hey, what's wrong with this guy? Yeah, man, this guy's become the most animated number reader in America. Yeah, what's he smoking? Like, what's his deal? He's so excited. Let me get out the way. Let me let you see here. This guy's kind of jumping out the gym. One more time, Johnson. His name is Intent. Maybe that's why he does it. Because no one gives this guy any shine. In order to make this job work for him, he's got to do something special. Like a go-go dancer with a snake on stage. You know, he's got to do something special because...
Rarely ever seen any change of perception as dramatic as this one. I mean, Elon Musk's net favorable rating, it's dropped from plus 24 to minus 19 overall from 2017 to 2025. And look at among Democrats. He used to be beloved by Democrats at plus 35. Look where it is now, minus 91 points on the net favorable rating. That is a movement of over 120 points in the negative direction, falling through the floor. Now, among Republicans, he has gone up from plus 18 to plus 51, but that doesn't at all make up for the gap that the Democrats have completely fallen off the rails for Elon Musk. And among independents, the drop has been from plus 17 to minus 17. Look, Donald Trump isn't the most popular president in the world, but he is far more popular than Elon Musk is.
So we've been focusing a lot on what this all means for the country as Elon Musk exercises a certain amount of power. But another question is, what does it mean for Elon Musk and his companies? Now, we can't be sure there's a one-for-one parallel here, but we are seeing activity.
We're absolutely seeing activity. I mean, you can see this in terms of new registrations for Teslas in the United States, car registrations. In 2024 versus 2023, look at that. Down 5%. I was interested. Did that movement continue into the new year? Absolutely. If anything, it accelerated. Look at this. New car registrations down 11%. And this has occurred as other EV car makers have seen their registrations go up. And it has also occurred as Tesla's registrations and the people buying Teslas worldwide has also dropped. It's not just a U.S. phenomenon.
And in 10 seconds or less, part of the reason is who buys EVs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Who buys EVs? Look at this. The share of EV owners who are Republicans, just 20%. When you're falling with Democrats, falling with independents, you're giving up a large share of the market. And that is a big reason why Tesla is struggling. And Elon Musk is certainly at least driving a little bit of that.
And that brings me up something that's very important here, guys. And it's something I was thinking about before. Okay, because they want to say that Elon Musk is doing all he's doing because he wants to make more money. Yeah, that's what the Democrats say. Because they got nothing else to say, right? So they demonize Elon Musk about money. And like, you can disagree with the guy, but just say he's doing it so he could get money. I mean, I know you don't like the billionaires and the millionaires and the trillionaires, but he's already got money. And if he really cared about money, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing, right? Because you don't think he knows this? Like, you think, I'm just looking at it like this. If I'm the richest person on the planet, right? I wouldn't need this goofy mofo with the William Shatner exaggerating hand gestures. I wouldn't be waiting on him to tell me the shit that I would already know. Like, that most Democrats are the ones who brought electric vehicles. Yeah, like, he would already know that. Like, if he did, like, he need to fire everybody that works for him and is in a circle that works for Tesla if he's waiting for this guy to tell you, look, it's dropped. And this is happening. Like, he's John Madden of political commentary numbers. Analyst number guy. Polling. But so Elon Musk would have to know this, right? You don't get to be, I know people want to say, well, his father was an apartheid and they did, but okay, I get it. I understand. That good. Not a fan of apartheid. I'm saying this though. Elon is in America, been in America 20 years, and he's got more than one company. He had to ask one of the people around him to tell him, this may not be good for your bottom line. Anytime we deal in politics, as polarized as we are, Trump is a different animal. It's not like supporting Bush or supporting, McCain. This is Trump. They've been demonizing this guy for the last decade nonstop. This could cost you some, love from the Democrats. Obviously. You don't think he factored that in? So the whole argument, what I'm saying is that they're saying that Elon Musk is doing all this work with Trump in order to increase his bottom line. And I'm telling you, he don't care about his bottom line. He can't, because he wouldn't do this. There are people that won't do shit for me because of their bottom line, but they're broke, and I get it. Because they know Tim starts trouble with people because he says things. God bless you. But Elon Musk is not in that situation. He's not worried about that. He's not doing things or not doing things because of something like that. And like, if you're rich like that, you do things because you feel like doing them. You may do things that are bad or good, but it's going to be like, you can just do things on a whim for the most part. I mean, think if you had all the money in the world, would you be like, well, I got to make more money doing this? Maybe he's doing it because he didn't like the way someone said something to him. Or maybe the Democrats are a bunch of elitist assholes. Like Obama roasting Trump at that White House journalist thing. Roasting him in front of a room of people in 2015. They probably cemented Trump running for president. Maybe that had something to do with it. Like when Obama called Kanye West a dumbass. The president called Kanye West a dumbass for saying Beyonce should have got the Grammy instead of Taylor Swift. The president weighed in. Like, maybe that's a little elitist, maybe that's a little over the top. A lot of people didn't complain about it because they didn't like Kanye, right? Because, Taylor Swift, who somehow won more Grammys than all black women combined. I don't know. What I'm saying is, maybe the Democrats are the party of the elites, and damn, I've heard that somewhere before. That's right, I just said it. Yeah, I said it. Because it's true. Yeah, Elon Musk, whether you agree with him or not, a lot of people don't agree with him. Some people do agree with him. But at the end of the day, maybe he doesn't care as much as you think. And maybe you should just stick to things that you can sell to us about him, which would be, the manner in which they're going about business and the announcing things on his platform. That's totally self-serving, by the way. Announcing whatever you're doing on X every step of the way without fact-checking it, without doing your own due diligence, that's all about activity. That's all about engagement on your platform. That's what that's for. So that, I don't know if that's about money, or if that's about bragging rights, or not wanting to lose, wanting X to win. I don't know. Last thing about Elon Musk, and we're going to keep it moving. The Democratic Party is doing so badly against Trump, they have developed their own boogeyman. They're very happy that Elon Musk is doing what he's doing. Don't be fooled. They're very glad they get to run against something, because all they were doing was running against Trump. And you see, that ain't been working out so well for them. Trump's numbers have been higher now than they've been his entire time being in politics. So being able to go up against Elon, who's not as politically savvy, who cares less than Trump. Really, he does. When was the last time he apologized for anything? Admitted wrong about anything? Never. They fired 100 people and had to rehire them back, and he was never like, my bad or nothing. It's like, keep it moving. On to the next firing. So the Democrats are very happy that they have this setup where they got a couple boogeymen, because that way they can keep sending out those emails to collect donations from you. Yeah, they can keep saying, we got not just Orange Man bad, we got South African apartheid plastic man bad. Yeah, we got the billionaires and the millionaires and the trillionaires bad. Time to fundraise.
People buying Teslas worldwide has also dropped. It's not just a U.S. phenomenon.
And in 10 seconds or less, part of the reason is who buys EVs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Who buys EVs? Look at this. The share of EV owners who are Republicans, just 20%. When you're falling with Democrats, falling with independents, you're giving up a large share of the market, and that is a big reason why Tesla is struggling, and Elon Musk is certainly at least driving a little bit of that.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
What is his net worth again?
A lot of money. Let's Google.
So your mama would call you. She would call you, and guess what you would do? You'd write her a check. But what about the mother?
Okay, so let me set this up real quick because we're going in reverse order. The Commerce Secretary, Lutkin, I think his name is, he made a statement on a podcast. Well, it wasn't a podcast. He made a statement at an event. It's a forum. 3 people sitting there. He's one of them. And he said something, was talking. And he made his comment said about his mother and a Social Security check. If she didn't get her Social Security check, her response, she probably wouldn't even know. She's 94. She probably wouldn't know she didn't get it. She definitely wouldn't be on the phone with me that day complaining. But people that steal money, that are illegally getting Social Security, they will complain immediately. Because thieves always are the loudest. The thieves are the loudest ones. That was his rationale. That's the basis of this program we're about to see. And when I watched this program, when I watched this clip, I said, I can't cover it. I saw it yesterday. I said, I can't cover it because I got to go find the real clip. Yeah, I got to go find the real clip because what they're going to say, I know it's taken out of context. Johnson, I've been doing this too long. I've been doing it too long at this point. You know, when I get my spotty senses tingling, I know. I don't know how bad or good this Commerce Secretary is. I know he's a billionaire, but I don't know how bad or good he is. But I got to imagine, he ain't crazy. Like, to say that people don't care about getting their Social Security check, that's crazy. And when something sounds crazy, it's typically not the whole story. So let's go here back to Michael Steele and Simone Sanders and this lady who doesn't speak, but she makes a lot of faces. And let's hear them rant about Commerce Secretary's statement out of context.
Who doesn't have someone that they can call to put money in that bank account for a month? You insensitive lug. How dare you? How dare you?
$2 and $4 billion.
$4 billion. Yeah, your mama's not going to worry because if you're any kind of a decent son, you're going to cover that month. But there are a lot of mothers out there who don't have that.
You know, I'm glad to see Michael still behave this way because I was beginning to feel like it was only black women that act a fool and say a bunch of wrong stuff, be a total asshole. But thanks to Michael Steele and Roland Martin, there are other people that they make do the same thing. Yeah, don't be biased, Democrats. Make Michael Steele look like an ass. Then again, I think Michael Steele's making Michael Steele look like an ass.
How dare you?
Well, that's his mother-in-law.
Oh, so you can miss a month. You be okay. Take your ass into a community where they don't have those resources available to them. How dare you?
Yeah, when I first saw this, I said, damn, am I gonna have to agree with Michael Steele and Simone Sanders? Oh, God. Oh. Thankfully, I will not. Thankfully, I will not, because they ain't hitting.
I mean, this is the arrogance right now, America. This is the arrogance. They're looking you in the eye and say, you can miss your payments. You'll be okay.
You can tell they have nothing because they're not playing the clip. Look at the clips. Look at their lips still going with no clip. Bunch of faces at the screen with no clip.
You can feed your family with no money.
Long rant with no data.
You can clothe your family with no money for
a lot of attitude, saying the same thing the same way 10 times. Very Roland Martin-esque.
a month. You can do that. You arrogant SOB, $4 billion.
You've called him several names, sir, but yet to play him doing the thing that you say you're calling him names about. I smell a rat.
Sitting there telling America you can miss a payment? My daddy's on Social Security. What is he going to do? He's going to come to me if he misses the payment because he's got a resource.
Let J-Lo and Magic Johnson's son have a word, please. I'd like to hear what they have to say. You're taking up all the spotlight, sir.
He's got a son who can help him. He's got a daughter who can help him. But their families don't have people who can help them. Sorry, but
no,
it's just,
but Michael, no. You are leveling up, as you would say, how so many people across this country feel.
I describe it to people this way.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to play the actual clip because they didn't play it. Let's play the actual clip where the Commerce Secretary, he's going to make the statement. Now, this has a lot of context because it was kind of an in-depth conversation. Check it out.
Let's say Social Security didn't send out their checks this month. My mother-in-law, who's 94, she wouldn't call and complain. She just wouldn't. She thinks something got messed up, and she'll get it next month.
Yeah.
A fraudster always makes the loudest noise, screaming, yelling, and complaining. And if all the guys who did PayPal, like Elon knows this by heart, right? Anybody who's been in the payment system and the process system knows the easiest way to find the fraudster is to stop payments and listen.
Yeah.
Because whoever screams is the one stealing.
Yeah.
Because my mother-in-law's not calling. I mean, come on, your mother, 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds, they trust the government. They trust, okay, maybe it got screwed up. Big deal. They're not going to call and scream at someone. But someone who's stealing always does. So what happens is we need to get to, so the people who are getting that free money, stealing the money, inappropriately getting the money, have an inside person who's routing the money, they are going to yell and scream. But real America is going to be rewarded because here's the key.
Benefit of the doubt.
Not one penny should stop going to, we're the richest country on earth.
Yeah.
Here's the way I say it. I said we have a $6.5 trillion budget. We have $4.5 trillion of revenues.
Yeah.
Okay, we lose $2 trillion a year.
Yep.
We have a $29 trillion GDP, right? Which people don't understand, and which I'll explain a little bit. And we have $36 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
What number didn't I say to a business person? What's our balance sheet worth?
Right.
I say $500 trillion.
Right.
The president says a quadrillion. But at $500 trillion or a quadrillion, 36 trillion, we're rich. We don't have to take one penny from someone who deserves Social Security. Not one penny for someone who deserves Medicaid and Medicare. What we have to do is stop sending money to someone who's not hurt.
Next on deck.
Now, what he said there is not exactly what they were implying. He wasn't saying people don't need Social Security. He was saying the thieves that steal Social Security are going to come up in the system as complaining about their Social Security checks being cut off. And that's how we'll get them once we cut them off. Then he went on to say that they should never cut Social Security. You get rid of these bad actors, and Social Security is solvent. You don't have to cut people's Social Security. Yeah, it didn't come off as artful, right? I wish he would have put a less flubber or blubber in it, you know what I'm saying? And kind of trimmed it down and streamlined his comment so it couldn't be hijacked, you know what I'm saying? To make it make sense. It's still, I don't know if that's what you say. Your mom wouldn't care. He's in a bubble. I get that. I agree with that part of it. And that's hard to do, but you got to call balls and strikes. Probably not the best, comparison or story to talk about your 94-year-old mom not caring about money. Like, who are you talking to? But at least finish the conversation because he did say other things on the same topic, which was, hey, we're trying to stop the waste, fraud, and abuse. We make enough money, and no person should be without their Social Security check who deserves it. And that's why we got to do this, because we should be able to afford to keep everybody paid. He also went on to say, because I cut it, he said, we should not be even thinking about increasing the age to 70 just because we got a bunch of fraudsters getting free money. Cut out the fraud, and people can retire at a decent age. At the same age, I think, as 65. So all that is said in that segment. And if you're, if you work at MSNBC, you got a budget. You got people that look stuff up and watch clips and do it all. If I could take the time to look at the whole clip, so could Simone Sanders and Michael Steele and Miss Menendez. J-Lo could have looked it up. Not doing anything else on that panel. Why couldn't look it up? But see, just like everything else, it's like, just get the ratings. We can't go out like Joy Reid. We gotta stay. We're not as cute, we're not as liked as Jen Psaki. Menendez is Latino. We're black. We're going to be out of here. Only black person they'll keep around is dead weight is Al Sharpton, because he's the leader of the blacks. So we gotta get some fire going. Michael, you need to yell at nothing and yell at the sky like I used to, like I usually do. It's your turn to yell at the sky, say erroneous things that have nothing to do with it, insult the hell out of them a couple times, call them names like I would do. Because I'm tired of doing it all the times, Michael. Why I always have to be the one doing it? Yeah, so it's taken out of context on purpose because they don't want to, and you can do that because, let's just face it, guys, Trump has been so demonized that anybody that's in his cabinet will be hated. We have to know that 95% of America don't know who this guy is. They know nothing about him. But because he was chosen by Trump, he's hated. That's all they need to know. Therefore, the hate spreads from Trump to him. Trump's hated, therefore, anyone he picks is hated. So therefore, you don't have to do the time, do the due diligence of providing evidence to substantiate your claim, nor do you have to produce data. And no context is needed. You can just say it, and it becomes law. And but this is the insidious part about this, guys. The insidious part about it is there are older Americans that need this Social Security check that saw that segment by Michael Steele and Raven Simone, and they're upset. That's right. They're upset. They're worried. They're stressed out, and it's unnecessary. They're wondering something's happening with their Social Security. There's absolutely nothing happening to their Social Security. But see, Shirley Hemphill and Bookman, Buffalo Butt with glasses, they decided that they were going to try to get some wins for their crappy show at the expense of some of our most vulnerable citizens' peace of mind. That's what they decided. And that, folks, is how they operate. That's how the Democrats get down. Garbage. All right, guys, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We got a couple more things to hit. Jasmine Crockett. I've been talking a lot about her, man. I'm going to keep talking about it, too. You know why? Because she's very popular. She's the most popular person. In fact, when I saw Michael Steele make a fool of himself in my previous segment, all I could think was, Jasmine Crockett's rubbing off on you? Jesus. Sad.
With Tim Black.
To them, the trans kids that want to play the sports, Lord have mercy, that is the biggest issue that we had. Since when?
I was listening to her talk this. I don't know where she is, but it sounded like she was a cartoon character. It's like, this is a Congress person. Since when? It's like, I don't know, man. I know she's got a lot of support. Charlamagne the God, how great Charlamagne is in picking winners in politics. He said she's the new face of the Democratic Party. Democrats tend not to agree with her. That's why, or agree with him. That's why they didn't pick her in the top 20 of people for 2028. But, that means nothing. I'm just saying, it just seems weird, man. Hearing her talk like this still boggles my mind. It's just so over the top.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
To them, the trans kids that want to play the sports, Lord have mercy, that is the biggest issue that we had. Since when? Since when? Find the little trans child that is ruining your life. I'm just like, what?
And I'm motherfucking sick of it today.
And that's when I realize Jasmine Crockett is doing Plies. And Plies is doing Jasmine Crockett. Like, these are the same people. That's where I heard this type of talk before. Jasmine Crockett sat back, because they were both working on the Kamala Harris campaign. Like Plies was a surrogate, like making money online, boosting Kamala Harris all this time. And Jasmine Crockett was a surrogate for Kamala Harris on this trail. Like, I don't know if they got a relationship going on. Maybe so. Maybe something happened because she sounded a lot like Plies. Listen to Plies and then listen to Jasmine Crockett. Look at the Plies, listen to Plies Crockett and then listen to Jasmine Crockett. Get out of here. Here we go.
Since when? Since when? Find the little trans child that is ruining your life. Like, I mean, I'm just like, what?
And I'm motherfucking sick of it today. Kamala, give me the motherfucking men. Give me all love. I'll motherfucking talk to them.
To them, the trans kids that want to play the sports. Lord have mercy, that is the biggest issue that we had. Since when? Since when? Find the little trans child that is ruining your life. Like, I mean, I'm just like, what?
Next on.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. Guys, let me know in the comment section below. I just think that Jasmine Crockett and Plies got a thing. I think it's something happening. I think this is, I think we need to investigate this, get to the bottom of this, because you can't be this bad on your own. I think it required teamwork. And I think the two of them are masterful at exaggerating. Being a minstrel show. Yeah, they can't both be this step and fetch it at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, without working in Congress or cohorts. Yeah, like they have corroborated. This is a coordinated effort here. The exaggeration, the over top, the high octaves. See the like that ain't regular. Like, you don't hit the that's when black people get to those upper registers, that means either master coming or we looking trying to get the bonus. That's what that means. When I hear black people hit the BG's octaves, when you get in Denise Williams territory, when you start doing that, when you start doing that, that requires effort. And black people typically don't want to give up that type of effort because we basically, especially men, Plies, his voice cracking way up there, that's not normal. He's supposed to be a rapper, from the South. Dirty South. And he's like, nah. So I'm convinced, but I want to hear your opinion. Plies and Jasmine Crockett sound a whole lot very similar. I think they got some explaining to do.
Find the little trans child that is ruining your life. Like, I mean, I'm just like, what?
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Today, we're delighted to report that Hyundai is announcing a major $5.8 billion investment in American manufacturing. In particular, Hyundai will be building a brand new steel plant in Louisiana, which will produce more than 2.7 million metric tons of steel a year, creating more than 1,400 jobs for American steelworkers. And then there'll be major expansion after that. This will be Hyundai's first ever steel mill in the United States, one of the largest companies in the world, by the way, supplying steel for its auto parts and auto plants in Alabama and Georgia, which will soon produce more than 1 million American-made cars every single year. The cars are coming into this country at levels never seen before. Get ready. This investment is a clear demonstration that tariffs very strongly work, and I hope other things also, but the tariffs are bringing them in at levels that have not been witnessed.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Yeah, I just want to point out here that this is a win for the Trump administration. That's, I don't know if it's getting a lot of coverage in the mainstream media. Maybe you didn't get a chance to witness it, but 1,400 jobs. Now, I want to see it happen. And, Trump's has only been in office a couple months. More than enough time for all this to happen, to materialize. But this is sort of some of the effect that he was saying terrorists would have. that there will be companies that will decide, well, maybe we could, we need to put implants in America. Yeah. And, maybe some Americans get some jobs. Now, I know it's going crazy in Wall Street, but guess what? Most Americans don't have a lot of Wall Street stock. We just don't. So I know Wall Street pulling their hair out like, what's going on? What's going on? But quiet as it's kept, when stocks drop, a lot of people buy stock. So even people that don't trade stock, they tend to get upset and angry, start, getting crazy when they hear people with stock or these people on these shows talk about Dow Jones going up and down. It does that. It goes up and down. That's what it does. It's sort of like that's the nature of stocks. But it's also some people are going to win from that because they're going to be able to buy certain stock, and if it goes back up, that's all you hope is it goes back up. You want stocks to go down. It's bad. That's why it's in the nature of it is kind of horrific. Now, I'm not an advisor, but I was always told buy low, sell high. So, and people, if it's tanking right now, they probably want to hold because you don't want to take a loss. You don't lose until you sell. So if you got stock and it takes a dip, you wait till it gets back up before you sell. That way you don't take the hit. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm not giving nobody no advice. Point is this: Donald Trump got a win today, and I didn't hear much talk about it. I saw this little short clip. I was like, damn, I scroll. I didn't see much people announcing the win. It's not a win for Trump. It's a win. It's a win for Trump. But it's also a win for workers in Alabama and Georgia. I missed where he said the plant was going to be. But they had dealerships in Atlanta and Georgia that have, they would use the actual steel that they're producing here for their cars. So anyway, I thought it was a good story. Good to hear. Better than we're all about to be, live outside in boxes and eat ants, which is pretty much all the Democrats have to say because they can't say anything positive about anything that's going on. They got to fight. They got to be protest party, the protest party, the opposition party. So, yeah. Next.
Well, a clear case of fraud was with the Small Business Administration where they were handing out loans, $330 million worth of loans to people under the age of 11. I think the youngest, Kelly, was a 9-month-old who got a $100,000 loan.
Okay. That went too fast for me to truly grasp what he said. Something about 11-year-old people getting checks. Say that one more time. Because my son is 13, and where his check at? My youngest son is 13. He needs a check. I got a 6-year-old daughter that needs a check.
Well, a clear case of fraud was with the Small Business Administration where they were handing out loans, $330 million worth of loans to people under the age of 11. I think the youngest, Kelly, was a 9-month-old who got a $100,000 loan.
Damn.
That's a very precocious baby we're talking about here.
So fraudsters have been getting over on the SBA by filling out paperwork in their child's name. That's what they're saying. They couldn't catch that. They could not catch that a child was getting an SBA loan. SBA money going to a 9-month-old. I don't know, man. I heard people putting their phone in their kid's name, but this is crazy. Putting an SBA loan in your child's name? Nigerians? I'm sorry. I'm just joking. Haitians. I don't know, man. Somebody doing something. Somebody is doing something. These people that try to scam me on my damn Yahoo all the time. Crazy messages. I be getting the scammers, man. Scammers are getting inventive too. We know what you was doing. What was I doing? we saw you and you need to send money or the whole world will know. I'm like, well, shit. When you gonna send this out? Because I like to see what you're talking about because all I do is work, dog. Please, this will be entertaining. I don't know, the scams are just getting ridiculous, man. It's just, now if I was a person that did a bunch of stuff, I'd be a nervous wreck. Feel like I was in a movie or something. Who's filming this? Looking at my youngest son like, hey, it's not good to play with dad like that. What's up? She's got a birthday coming up. Anyway, back to the SBA loans. $330 million in fraudulent loans written out to people that aren't old enough to have loans. Crazy. 9 months. I don't know, this is the fraud, waste, and abuse that he was talking about. Can we get evidence? No one believes you, Elon. You got to provide evidence. That's right. Bring that baby to the White House. I want her in handcuffs, him or her in handcuffs immediately. It may be dangerous. It's obvious. This baby's starting off on the wrong foot. Get her in here. Put her in some handcuffs, Johnson. That little baby got to go to penitentiary. What else we got?
Tackling the fraud, waste, and abuse in the agency, we've seen, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud go unprosecuted. So we're taking that on. We have a zero tolerance policy for fraud, and we continue to crack down on it and make sure people are held accountable.
It's amazing. And you have a lot of that. We found far too much of it. It's a pure fraud. We like to use the words waste and abuse because they sort of sound good, but many of these things are pure fraud. Now, there was a contract that you've heard about where Stacey Abrams got $2 billion just before we took over, and it was a...
Next on deck.
Whoa, I need that. I covered that. Damn it, Trump. Who cut that video? I heard they revoked her loan because she got the loan, but she didn't get the money yet. So Stacey Abrams had a $2 billion loan for her new organization. They had only had one transaction prior to this, no bank record, right? It was supposed to be putting electric-friendly, small carbon footprint stoves in the hood or something. I don't know. Something crazy like that. And it was like $2 billion. It's like crazy amount. Like your first contract's $2 billion? Really? That's what we're doing? So it turns out Biden had this, Biden administration gave her this contract to a nonprofit. Anyway, that's funny. Damn it.
With Tim Black.
That's it. That's all I got. No, it's not all we got, Tim. Now, guys, we're about to go, but I got one last story, guys, that I think is going to be important for us to cover. I got one last story that I want to cover tonight. I think it's right up in our wheelhouse or something we need to pay attention to. I got to take it with a little bit of a caveat because I got to do some investigation on it to make sure it's valid, but it's timely. So we're going to report on it, but we're going to report on it with a critical eye. We're also not going to pass judgment, but we are going to take a look at it. Because I haven't heard a single soul come out and say it was inaccurate. And of the nature of this development, if it was false, I think somebody will be saying it's false. Here we go, guys. Hang in there with me. This is important.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
We need to understand the real reason why USAID.
That's that one, this one. Right? Is that it? Okay, I got to get it. I think I got to get it. Let's see. Yeah, here we go.
This just in, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, says he was accidentally texted war plans.
Yeah, we literally just received this piece from The Atlantic, and in it, Goldberg writes, U.S. national security leaders included me in a group chat about upcoming military strikes in Yemen. I didn't think it could be real then the bombs started falling. CNN's Alex Marquardt joins us now live. And Alex, this piece came out literally in the last few minutes. I haven't been able to read through all of it, but this seems like something out of a farce, like out of a comedy.
It is just stunning on so many different levels. I understand why Goldberg didn't believe it was real, because it is just shocking in several different ways. Goldberg was added to a Signal chat with some of the most senior national security members of the Trump administration. Signal is a messaging app that is encrypted, probably why these officials thought that they could have a discreet conversation on there. But on it, in this chat that Goldberg was a witness to, they talk about the planning for the recent bombing of the Houthis that started on March 15th. They talk about current intelligence assessments. There's a full-on debate among these officials about whether they should carry out this bombing of the Houthis. And these are conversations that could be in violation of the Espionage Act. Now, this group was started, it looks like, by the National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, who called it the Houthi PC Small Group. PC refers to Principals Committee. The principals in the administration are the senior-most officials. And among that group of senior officials, you have the National Security Advisor, the Vice President, the Secretary of Defense and of State, the Director of National Intelligence, the CIA Director, Steve Witkoff, the Special Envoy, the Chief of Staff to President Trump, and the list goes on. There are 18 of them. So there's this debate over whether the U.S. should go through with this bombing of the Houthis. Vice President Vance is actually arguing against it, saying that just 3% of trade goes through the Red Sea, which is where the ships have been targeted by the Houthis. Ratcliffe, the CIA director, he chimes in with current intelligence assessments that may be related to intelligence operations that are ongoing.
Hold on. First thing I thought when I heard about this story was, why are you telling me? Why are you telling us? And I'm still of that opinion, guys. Look, this is what I'm saying. If I've had people, right? Because we're all paranoid, journalists, commentators, people talk about serious stuff. Tim, hit me up on Signal. We don't want to talk on X, or we don't want to talk on Facebook or DM. You got a Signal account? Send it to me. Like I've had these conversations, like with different people, last few years online, right? So I understand that, and I know people use these types of apps. I don't know if the federal government, I didn't know the federal government was using them. I would think they'd have their own private Signal. I think they use something out of the box off the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a COTS program, commercial off the shelf software. Nah, something made in-house that is made on the same privacy technology stack, security stack, protocols that are used for the same type of technology like Signal. And it would be something, for the government called Buzzer or something, hotline or something. And no one would know about it. And everything would be encrypted, and it would only go to certain people, and that I would understand. But the fact that this was using an off-the-shelf program that anybody could go download, well, hell, to me, that's a breach in itself. And I know this because I was in technology. Okay? For federal contractors, I would think this is pretty stupid. Just doesn't make sense. We got all this money. Why not write a program that's in-house and have some of the greatest minds put together a program that's going to give you the same privacy? Okay, so that's the crazy thing. And if that's the case, then these people can't really be added to it because they won't have the front end and the back end. So to work to have it, you'd have to have a program. So that cuts down a lot of errors because you got to have the app, and the only way you get the app is from a government agency, and you got to have a clearance to get the app. So this guy would never have got the app, therefore he never got the message, and this story never happens. Folks, if this is true, this is a scandal. And if this is true, it's a scandal that's beyond Trump and his people. It has to do with America. Because I don't think Trump invented this conversation. He wasn't even on the text. So you can't blame him, but they will, of course, because it makes him look bad because it's his administration, and I get that part. Anything that goes wrong under your tenure is your fault. It's your responsibility. I'm just saying there's better ways to do this. So Couple things. One is, why are we being told about it? Isn't that just making matters worse by telling the whole world about it? Why do we really need to? Do we really need to know there was a security breach of this? It just makes us look stupid. But I guess we don't care because it's Trump. And if there was a similar breach ever, or such bad actions or activity or accident that created this breach, would they have told us if it was Obama or if it was Biden? I don't think they would, Johnson. I do not think if this was the if this was the Biden or the Obama presidency and there was an accident like this where someone got a message they shouldn't have gotten, that they would be allowed to go on CNN and just talk about it like it was nothing. It'd just be common knowledge. I just don't think so. I think America's so jacked up. We care less about protecting Americans and American citizens and American assets that we would want to jeopardize all things to hurt Trump, who, by the way, can't run again. He's termed out. And they're still willing to do whatever they got to do to try to shame Trump. And this, I don't know, the fact that this problem happened, yeah, it looks bad, but why are they allowing it to be spread? So that's it's a couple things to it. And also, of course, as I stated, this should not have even had the opportunity to happen. You avoid all opportunity by having a better method of communication that is actually secure and not off the shelf. So there you go. But I gotta share it with you because it's so damn dumb. He's gonna say a bunch more mumble jumble. I don't know if you're interested in it. We'll play a couple more minutes, not much. Let's just see if he says anything else.
Goldberg does not print that because, of course, that, among so many other details in this, are so highly classified. Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, he chimes in saying that waiting a few weeks or a month wouldn't fundamentally change the calculus. And he notes, interestingly, that if this leaks, we look indecisive. Of course, it would eventually leak. Now, keep in mind, as they're having this discussion, Goldberg is watching all of this unfold. And he doesn't know, again, whether it's real, but he would quickly learn that it was. On the morning of March 15th, which is the day the bombings began, Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, posted a team update at 11:44 in the morning saying the bombings were about to start 2 hours later. And in that message to this large group, again, including Goldberg, he posted operational details about these strikes that were about to happen, information about targets, about weapons, and the attack sequencing.
You know what's funny about this? If anything can be made funny about this, I remember back in 2016 or 2017, on CNN, they were telling people that you were not able to read what was in WikiLeaks. Look how things change. No, it wasn't 2015. It was 2014, 2015, I think it was. Yeah, Obama was in office. Hillary was running for office. And we had, I was MSNBC, Chuck Todd, I think it was Chuck Todd, a couple of mainstream corporate media, liberal media was telling us we couldn't read WikiLeaks because, national security issues. And here they are now, fast forward to 2025. They're actually reading from the secret text of, aloud to the whole world. Just kind of crazy. That's all. It just shows you how the rules change when who's in power changes. Because under Obama, you weren't allowed to read what was leaked. And it was published by a journalist. But under Trump, you can. And they'll read it to you. Hey, it is what it is. I'm just pointing it out. There's a hypocrisy. If you've been around as long as I've been around, you know what I'm talking about. You remember those days when the WikiLeaks drops came out. Julian Assange spent almost a damn decade in jail behind those leaks. And interesting stuff. He damn near died in prison behind those leaks. All right, guys. That's all I got. Let me know what you think about this. And let me know what you think about the show tonight. Been a little punchy tonight. I had a good time. Hope you did too. Hope the information was informative, interesting. And yeah, let's go to comment section, folks. That's right. Who's in the building? We got the one and only Black Mamba gifting someone a membership. M Sparks supports the show. Thank you, brother. Or person. Psycho sing. Okay, cool. Always informative and entertaining. Can't listen to you talk. Can listen to you talk trash all day. Thank you, my brother or sister. Spice Radio 504. Appreciate you. Grid locked in. Never understood how Trumplicans could hate electric cars but love Elon. There it is. I don't know, man. People hate change. You know? Anything that's good on gas, you know, I have heard. I've never even driven in an electric car. Now I've driven in a hybrid. I've rode in a hybrid. Okay. I've drove a hybrid, but never a straight electric car. I heard that some people miss the sound of the engine or something. It's something different. That you can go fast in an electric car, but it's like you're not. It's like you just, but so there may be some preference stuff around it just based on the somewhat, I don't know, what's the word for it? You have the digital, then you have the organic way of doing things. And organic's not the right word, there's another word for it, but yeah, they're just used to the machinery aspect of their vehicles that they no longer, it's getting phased out. And people are going to feel a certain kind of way about that. I know guys that restore cars. Black Mamba, giving up a super sticker. Thank you, Black Mamba. And Trust No Party has come back around to support the Tim Black Show. Thank you, my brother and sisters and brothers and all y'all. Look, go to jointimblacktv.com. Join TimBlackTV.com. Become a member of the Tim Black Show. Also, get your mug, Johnson. $20. Go to Tim Black Mug. TimBlackMug.com and get your mug. Oh. There we go. Politics for the people, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out. Hopefully we hit 400 shares or 400 likes. Well, I wish we could hit 400 shares. That'd be killer. That'd be killer right there. I got nothing but love for you. Remember, like I always say, don't let anybody take your cornbread, Johnson. That's your cornbread. Keep your cornbread. And where my ladies at? You know what ladies I'm talking about. My baby.